banks came together and they have set up something called NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India. They have introduced something called Unified Payment Interface, UPI. So it's a new idea. I mean, though Paytm was there, but Paytm we have to load it to their wallet, and then from wallet it gets deducted, not from your bank to bank. But UPI came into picture, and they have once again disrupted the existing uh, solution itself. They came with an UPI based QR code scanning where the amount gets detected from bank to bank. And now they are seeing the opportunity for the other world markets. NPC as a startup is looking at the world market share to grab it up. They were trying with with Singapore as well as America. So that they were trying whether they can come up with a solution for those particular markets. And that's all about the idea I was talking about. So no, every time there is no such hard and fast rule that there is some problem and you are providing a solution, but you can come up with a solution that is altogether in a different scenario itself. And the team is something very much important for any startup or any business to succeed. You as a person might have an idea, but it's when it comes to implementation and making it a viable and a scalable product is something a teamwork. It's all about team who would support you in every part of the journey in the startup, and then making it a successful or failure. It all depends upon the team. So choosing your team is the utmost important step. Now, first comes the idea, then comes the choosing of your team. That's the biggest step in your success journey. And then about your business model. So I was talking about business model so many times, but what is it exactly is what I'll tell you now. How do I put it? So I hope you could remember when we are buying CDs or DVDs from a local store. I mean, not about new films, but I'm talking about a library of CDs where you could go and buy the CDs. If you could remember, there was a shop called Sarigama in Koti. I'm not sure about the name, but it was a store in Koti where the people were going and buying the CDs of the films. I'm not talking about piracy, but the original films that were available for renting as well as buy it yourself. This is about India what I talk, but the same applies to the America too. So they were having something called Rent My CD or something, the company, where they were renting on a monthly basis. So you buy a CD, you should call them or go to a physical store. So it all started with a physical store. Like in India also, they were having a physical store across the America where they go and buy the CDs. All the Americans go in the weekends, go and buy the CDs and then watch and then return it back. And when you return it back, there was something called late fee. And the late fee was so huge that one customer got annoyed and he has started something called Netflix. So Netflix have come up saying that there is a cheap, there is no late fee at all, and a cheap rental money that they take on a CD. And how they have come up with that Netflix is that they don't have a physical store, but you just email us or call us, we will deliver it to your home on the set date. And when you choose for a particular month, say 5 or 6 CDs, they deliver it to you one CD at a time. So when you watch the movie and then you return it back to them, they'll courier you one more CD. That is how they initially started Netflix. And if you think about that particular time, that the other company which was having a physical stores across the America, they could have easily adopted it. They could have also say that you call us and we will deliver it to your home, since they have a physical store across the America, similar to our Big Bazaar. They had got so many physical stores, and when Flipkart or Amazon came, they have missed the opportunity. Same here also. So they have missed the opportunity of going into another step, say home delivering or ordering through phone. 20 years past that, the Netflix have changed everything into online, and they have come something called subscription model, where pay for a year or a month, and then you choose to watch your own thing in your home TV or mobile phone. So this transition from calling and getting your CD to your home to watching it online is all about the technology, internet connectivity that has happened. But how you yourself will adapt to the technological changes makes it a successful company. That's what Netflix is. It was able to adapt itself to the newer changes in the market, and it was able to succeed. So that's what the business model is. What are your who is your customer is main question that you have to ask yourself. Is it a general public that who wants to buy your product, or is it a particular sector that you're going to focus on? So like how do I say, Mm, there are some beauty products which only target some particular gender, like male or female. So in the similar fashion, who your customer is what you have to understand better. That's one thing. Second is how you price your product. So is it a subscription based model, or is it something product that you give it and buy it, something like this. So for example, Sleepwell is a startup, or a Wakefit, I'm sorry, it's a Wakefit, is a startup based from Bangalore. So they have come up with why only Kurlon or Duraflex or some other companies manufacturing mattresses, why can't we enter the market and change it. So Wakefit is once again a startup where they were providing the foam-based mattresses at a cheaper price when you compare with Kurlon and other products in the same market. So is it a product-based pricing or a subscription-based pricing is what the third step in the business model that you have to think about. And fourth is how you are going to optimize your operations. The warehouse management or your delivery, what you call, the whole delivery thing, how the operation, delivery operation, how we are going to manage it,
Supply
and
chain.
how
Supply chain.
uh,
Supply chain. You're talking about supply
yes,
chain.
yes, 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 sorry, yes, exactly. So supply chain management. So how do you going to uh, optimize the supply chain management is what the third thing. If it is something like delivery things I'm talking about. If it is a, say like your Amazon like OTT platform, there's no delivery, there's no supply chain management with respect to end user. So that is what the fourth or third step that you have to take care about. And the fifth and the most important is all about your funding. I mean, in the five successful elements, I'm talking about the next step of funding. So initially, you can. I'll just give you some technologies, what funding, what angel investment and what other things are. So there is something called bootstrap funding. So you come up with your own money. Say you have some 5 lakh with you, and you invest your own money into the startup and then start the company. That is something called bootstrap funding. And the other thing is your angel investments. There is something called uh, like Ratan Tata. So he will invest in a company. He doesn't represent a group of company. For example, Amazon, investing in Big Bazaar is not angel investing, whereas Ratan Tata investing in Big Basket is something we talk about angel investing. So I hope you could understand the difference. So the key individual persons who are investing in your own company and buying your shares in the company, it becomes your angel investment. And there is one more thing called venture capitalist. And this third person is like how do I put it, it's something, say, kind of
About real estate, sir.
bank, but sir, I'm sorry, sir. Yeah. So there is something called venture capitalist. So they as a company, they will fund you, mentor you, and then they exit after a particular point of time. They make some profit out of it and they just exit, leaving the company to you, or they may continue your own company. There's some that is something with venture capitalist. So how do you think about funding? When you have some idea with you, you first start like this. And as a personal experience I'm telling, so you start like this. So suppose you have an idea, then you think about what are.
Good morning to everyone. The EDCell and IIC, so we are organizing so many programs for celebrating the World Entrepreneurship Day from 21st to 24th. As a part of these celebrations, so today we are having informative talks from our senior persons in our college. And first of all, I'm inviting you, all the participants, and our respected principal sir and beloved HODs, and our chief coordinator, Arnath sir, and our colleagues, and all the faculties. Welcome you all. So, as part of the celebrating of Entrepreneurship Day, so we are doing all these events. And sir, now I'm requesting you, the principal sir, to start the inauguration of the event. Thank you, sir.
So good morning all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Please, sir.
So I congratulate all the organizers for coming out with this program to bring awareness on entrepreneurship, and as part of IIC activity. So I think we are having around 3 or 4 days a series of sessions. Okay, so some of the lectures by our in-house faculty as well as from other organizations also. I think the majority of them were students here in these 3 days deliberations. Students are participating. How many students are there?
Around 50 students as of now joined, sir.
Okay, fine. So our objective is to motivate some of you people to become an entrepreneur. So in this regard, we also had an MOU with T-Hub, is a offshoot of the Telangana state government, wherein around 50 students sponsored for necessary training on enterprising skills and all those things. So apart from that, the college is also coming out with a lot of activities, and we have recently, during just before the lockdown, we got MSME, Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India sanctioned a business incubator. Okay, so any student is having an idea, so they are most welcome. Through this business incubator, the MSME people whose offices are there at Balanagar as well as I think one more at Saifabad or somewhere it is there. So those people also help us. In addition to that, we are also coming out with a facility called Matrusri Maker Space, wherein the student can come out with an idea and transform that idea into a real-time model. So in this, any conceptual idea or any proposal, okay, so the students are having, even the faculty also, faculty also can think on these lines and utilize the facilities what we are adding day by day and use these facilities. Definitely, also ensure you that any financial assistance required in this for developing any prototypes or for any approvals and all. So definitely college will support them, and even 4 or 5 people also transform as an entrepreneur from each class. So definitely it will be a big boost not only to the college, to the nation also. Instead of searching for the job, at some point of time down from another 2-3 years. So you will be in a position to offer job opportunities to others. So think in those lines to become a self-sustainable kind of a person. So any minute test, don't discourage any idea. Will not become a silly idea or some sort of a people will laugh at us. So whatever idea you got it, whether it can be transformed into a business model or not. So please put it on paper, come out with the proposals. Hopefully by another 1.5 months, you are going to complete your examinations also. So during that, once the exams are over by middle of October, the things also settles down. So you people can come down to the college and transform your ideas into a real-time application-oriented models as well convert them into a business opportunity also. So one thing I would like to strongly reiterate is any kind of a support in this regard, not necessary on technical. Okay, not necessary to be an engineering front also. So any startup ideas or either it's kind of a app developments or any website developments or any small so product developments, definitely even interdiscipline also. A mechanical guy wants to do something on electronics, or a computer science person wants to do something on civil and electrical. Okay, so definitely we have expertise, or we will hire expertise. We will support you. Our objective is from 22 passed out batch, at least 15 to 20 students must become a good entrepreneurs. So with that objective, we will move on the next 1 year. So hopefully these 3 days deliberations will help you. Okay, so with these few words, all the best, and thank you for providing me the opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Sharing your inspirational talk on the students to take up entrepreneurship as a journey. You talked about what are the initiatives taken by the college, like setting up makerspace and also providing financial support, not only for the ideas that is a technical in nature, but of any other kind also. We look forward from the students also to take this support provided by the college at a large scale and come out with the flying colors. Okay. So what are the final year projects that the students are taking up can be converted into a business model that will be very beneficial both for the student and also for the college to promote ourselves as a flourishing organization. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you then.
No. So now, sir. Ravina sir, yeah. So now I request Dr. Ravina sir, HOD Tripoli, to give a talk on that topic, how to convert idea into successful startup. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dear budding students, young entrepreneurs, just I would like to throw light on how a such idea can be converted into a successful startup. So, very frankly saying that it is very easy to come up with a variety of ideas for new businesses, but it is very difficult to implement the concepts. Rather, transforming the innovative ideas into a product is not an easy task. It is really a challenge. So people have got aberrations that the idea could be a new one. It need not be. It can be updating the existing products or services in a way that is better for consumer, like changing the product appearance, adding a new feature, and also a new use. For example, Apple, though started its business with computers manufacturing, they did not end up with computers only. They added products like iPhones and iPads, which are now anyone can see that iPhone is carried by most of the people. And each time they update it with new features, all these things, they have not end up with the computers only. So idea need not be only that particular extent. Now, iPads with keyboards is extensively used, which is on par with laptop, easy carryable. So the idea that you get need not be new one. It can be adding feature to that also. So once you get the idea, one has to do market research to identify what your idea will bring to customers, then prepare a business plan, find a co-founder, and
Or Barnet. Now, now the rice husk is also made use of to put to effective use. How they are doing? They are extracting rice bran oil also. So you are separating the husk from the rice and you are putting it to some innovative use. Like that, ideas can be generated in numerous ways. So once ideas are generated, you have to carry out your SWOT analysis. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? How to convert your strengths into opportunities and how to mitigate or overcome threats. So that is what basically about SWOT analysis. Then you have to come out with a financial plan. Okay, how to execute your business plan. That is what Sir has spoken about. Then the final last thing is legality issues. How to set up a business, what are the legal complications involved, how to insulate oneself from the legal issues that may crop up in future. Because if you are, it may be your product may be new, then you have to apply for patent so that others may not claim that it is a waste technology. So it is not only to be in the business, present in the business, because many examples Sir has quoted where they started with a big bang, but ultimately they vanished. So it is not only that you start a business, but you have to ensure that you exist in the market for a prolonged period of time. Okay, you should be an everlasting business venture yourself. So how to be in the market? So you have to continuously do some innovation to come out with a new products, new features, some add-ons. Like if you say, if you take the example of a bank service, so how you can understand how the service sector provided by the bank has matured. Earlier, we used to stand in a queue to withdraw money. Now, various services are provided, which are innovative services. You need not to go to the bank to withdraw money. ATM services. You can online also you can withdraw money or transfer money. That is the kind of a maturity the service sector, banking has brought in. Is it not? So the basic necessity is you have to innovate, keep on thinking, come out with a idea, and you have to understand how that idea can be converted into a useful business that can ultimately it has to solve some customers' problem. Only then you can be in the market for a prolonged period of time. Okay. Thank you, sir, for sharing valuable insights. I hope the students will get motivated towards entrepreneurship or startup business. Thank you.
Individual who anticipates needs. That means the needs of the society are anticipated by entrepreneur, and he thinks in a new fashion, and he tries to set things right by providing solutions. So the problems faced by entrepreneurs starting and ending with success, that is setting up a organization or a business, he comes across many problems. So as this slide is showing, so problem one of entrepreneurs is society. That means the society, Indian society. Indian society traditionally has some views. It is linked up to our culture. So we feel that people only from business community or business families can start new business, not any other person. That is a wrong notion that can get rid of by increasing the awareness. So as you see here, the map of socio-economic value creation is linked up with to, so this is the ultimate goal actually, transformational entrepreneurship. So here if you see small business, if you are setting up, you cannot have very high economic impact, not even long-term social impact will be there. If you are setting up social entrepreneurship, then only long-term societal impact can be had, but not any of this economic impact. So this bifurcation or the table shown here is very evident. One should aim at transformational entrepreneurship. Transformational entrepreneurship means the people like Thomas Alva Edison and others who have provided solutions to greatest problems of the society. And they also lead to change of the mindset of the people. That is what is transformational entrepreneurship. High growth entrepreneurship says that in this kind of business, there is a very high growth. So for continuously 3 years, there is a 20% increase in their intake, or some returns wise, profit wise also, there is a 20% increase every successive year continuously up to 3 years. So this kind of high growth entrepreneurship is required, and it will be there, and about 3% of the total firms will be covered under this in any country. But this transformational entrepreneurship is what should be our aim. So India has long been a society where stable government jobs have been given preference, of course. Our mindset, because of our culture and ancient history and what we had, and our mindset presently is that a stable government job is what is aimed at. But unfortunately, that is not there nowadays. And my personal view is that government should reduce its involvement in many things and make everything privatized. So in that scenario only, the entrepreneurship will grow. So a 9 to 5 job, that means 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. job with regular paycheck, is something every individual aspires for presently. And most graduates get placed in MNC or big conglomerates through campus placements, leaving little scope for startups. That means that startup beginning a new business is never thought of actually, because he is getting that job through which you get regular pay, and that itself is its ultimate goal. Need to battle through bureaucracy and red tapeism to reach to policy makers or mobilize funds. This seems to be the global problem, but more so in Indian scenario. Here, our red tapeism has grown to that extent that the person involved in starting up a new business will get vexed most of the times. This should be reduced, and methodology is government should get involved in this. The second kind of problem faced by entrepreneurs is risk appetite. That means the appetite for risk. If you take small risk, you will get a low profit. If you take a high risk, you will get a high profit. So most of the Indians have low risk-taking ability. Their ability itself is tending to take lower risks, play safe, and they seek stability to financially support their families. So stability in their viewpoint means to support their families, that's all. To create a mark in the history, all that is nonsense. That is what people in India think. They are forced to do so because of the financial background they come from. That means most of us come from middle class families, and we have always fighting for a hand to mouth conditions. Nowadays, there's a lot of growth because India has developed, and even middle class families have grown up, and young people from those families are also thinking of setting up new industries. Lower tendency to invest in business where they are unsure of the outcome. It's all the same that they don't want to take the risk. 65% of Indian population is in rural areas where the main source of income is agriculture. So agriculturist or a farmer is also an entrepreneur, but his risk ability is less and his arena of operation is also less. So problem 3 is ideas. That means shortage of ideas. Proper ideas are not formed during the young people to start a new venture, and which will provide solutions to the society. So finding the right business idea with the demand in the market is a big problem. And no other competitor should be there. Then only you will prosper. Locating such problem is a big problem for an entrepreneur, new entrepreneur, and he should employ a consultant for this purpose, or he should consult experienced people. While an individual may have an idea, convincing others to believe in it, because you have to rope in many people to start a new venture, you have to make them believe in your idea. So that is the biggest task for a new entrepreneur. Nobody believes in you, and how much ever you put forward that this venture will prosper or it will be a successful venture. Lack of proper education. Proper education is also not there, and let us say, so in people around you, they will also ask you not to venture. Okay, infrastructure facilities are less, and infrastructure to train students in the entrepreneurial space leaves little to creating budding entrepreneurs. That means new organizations, new universities, new institutions to educate people about entrepreneurship should be opened, and they should be given wide publicity, and many of the students should be recruited into that, and they should be trained properly. Inability to think big. We are unable to think big because of our own culture or the existing economic situations. To see the potential we hold, a developing country like India. So we should be able to think big. So not thinking big only is stopping us from turning into entrepreneurs with successful business. So problem 4 is capital flow. Of course, this is a very common problem for entrepreneurs globally, all over the world. They face this problem, capital flow. So not only initial capital, but also investment at different stages of the business is very much important. If it is not there, the business will come down, or business will almost stop also. So most of the Indians save their money for future events like weddings, ornaments, property, or houses, to purchase houses, and leaving little for or no money for investing in business ideas. This is a problem in India, that we don't have that idea of entrepreneuring. Whatever money we have, we think that we'll invest in ornaments or in purchasing a house, that's all. So lack of seed funding agencies. This is one of the major problems in our country because of our country policy. Government should come out with new policies to come out with seed funding agencies. So of course we have some APSFC, something like that in Telangana, also Telangana state funding corporations. All that is existing, but they are not sufficient. So lack of seed funding agencies which see the potential in one's ideas also leads to too poor capital flow. So because they are not there, there is no flow of capital in the market. Suitable lending schemes from
starting up an industry. That is my topic. So people are worrying about, in general, if a student is going to take a UG project, he generally takes 90 to 95% students will take the burning issues. Okay. For example, in civil engineering, we take always environmental consciousness technology, or eco-friendly, or the green building technology, like that. So whatever the burning issues, they used to take the main objective of the project, okay, even from UG onwards. So once you take that UG project, they must formulate the what is the main objective of the project. Okay? So this is the way of working out to make a project as a startup. So he must have clear idea about what is the objective of the project. In addition to that, what are the limitations of the project also. Okay. So in turn, after doing the project, he is going to understand what are the outcomes. Okay. It may be positive or negative. Sometimes there may be some adjustments required for objective. So according to that positive, the result of this outcomes of an objective, so he can judge whether he can start up, go for a product development, or startup. Okay. So the outcomes of the project itself gives him the 100% confidence on the project he is doing. So you have a number of types of projects, and some agencies are going to decide whether your project is liable or is going to be become a startup. Okay. Some projects like DST projects, so Department of Science and Technology. So the people, the PG or UG students undergoes submitting their projects as a report.
Still, Mr. Sir, your voice is low.
Is it audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, DST projects, and the students who are there in PG or UG, they undergone even research also. There are some organizations, they themselves judge whether the outcomes of this project are about to start, or what is the status of it, further requirements are required, or additional inputs are required, all these things they will discuss. So that gives the strength and confidence in the project work students. Okay. Then AICT projects, like that, number of agencies are there. They work out what is the feasibility of that project. Okay. Then after, the thing is, after deciding that the owners are going to start the organization, the funding is very important. How to go for the various levels, the funding in the various levels, startup, the investment itself, the angel funding itself is very challenging for them. You have to attract the people who are going to give the initial funding. So there are some agencies, the government of India has taken initiative, like Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises. Okay, like that, they are giving funding, the large scale, even they are going up to 50 lakhs of funding. So all these things, I think the students are aware of it. So not only that, depending upon the requirement, the burning issues, you will definitely get it funding. Like in civil engineering, we have a lot of research is going on. Even the multi-story buildings, every building must be certified by the Green Building Council certification. So if you see any brochure of a multi-story building, so there you see a number of codal provisions are incorporated while designing the multi-story buildings. This is a burning issue. So understanding the green building itself, some of the projects, some of our UG projects also done on green building concepts. And not only that, previous batch, one of the students has worked out on network, sewage and drinking water network of a small city as a BTech project. Now he is the owner of a consultancy construction, P&G construction. They have designed the network, sewage and drainage as well as drinking water supply of the entire city of Karimnagar. It's cost about 64 crores, okay, with his partner. Now he's taking students from our college, Matrushri Engineering College itself. 2 students got selected in their industry. So now they are working out the sewage as well as drinking water system, pipeline system for Pulivendula in Andhra Pradesh. It's cost about 100 crores. So they are recruiting number of people, about 20 graduates are working there. So like that, the idea itself, the objective itself develops that gives the strength. What we are doing in the project is nothing but strengthening his resources. Okay. So like that, he has started, and now he is having a big firm with 20-25 the employees. Like that, there is good scope in other areas like heritage structures. So everybody knows about that. UNESCO has named as the Ramappa temple as one of the world-class monuments. So like that, there is a lot of requirement on research, and not only research, the methodology of assessing heritage buildings. Okay, so the heritage buildings like that, we have some people working on heritage structures. We have an undertaking with the Center for Venus, which works on heritage buildings and the strength and the weakness of those buildings and how to protect it for a long time. Okay, this area is also very demanding. Okay, not only that, one of the team has worked out on in and around Hyderabad. There are a number of monuments, old buildings are there, constructed by Nizam period. Okay, earlier one of the Prime Minister told that Hyderabad is having all full-fledged buildings to start the Indian capital. That time, at the time of independence itself, because there are huge buildings constructed in Hyderabad itself. Now still they are sound enough, they are giving support, they are giving the required strength of doing this day-to-day life activities. So many buildings are there. Now this is the risk for our civil engineers.
Good afternoon to all. Today, as part of our celebration of an Independence Day, so in this session, we have a talk with Sai Kiran Gunda Garu. Okay, he is talking on the topic called as Talk on Startup Initiative. Okay, this is for the content today sessions, and coming to our speaker, about the speaker, Sai Kiran Gunda. Actually, he is completed his BTech from Gokraj Rangaraj College from the IT branch. And actually, he has a passion about from the graduation itself, thinking about the new ideas and implementing those ideas continuously. And his graduation level only, he implemented 24 number of ideas in the college itself. So he's very passionate about this ideation. And another point I need to put about the speaker is now he's the founder of Memilo. He is the founder of Memilo. It is actually an online portal. This is for an online diary. It is established in 2012, and presently this online portal using by 10 lakh subscribers, members from around 130 countries. And he has another startup called as Cricketly. It is for startup ecosystem. And there is another startup is dealing with Divine Monkey, and actually it is based on what it is for a design and marketing agency. So these are all about about the speaker, his achievements, and his caliber. So I'm heartily welcoming you, sir, Sai Kiran Garu, for the today's talk. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ravi Garu. Am I able to? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
You're audible, sir.
I think
Audible,
there is
audible, sir.
some disturbance coming up. I think there is some disturbances coming from few of the people.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, it is very clear.
Okay. Sure. So
Sir, you're
do you want me
presenting
to?
anything, sir?
Yeah. So do
Okay.
you want me to put video? So
No, it is up to you, sir. Whichever way you are comfortable, you can proceed, sir.
okay. So I can even put up a presentation if you guys want me to put. So can I have my slides?
Yes, sir. You can present.
Okay, 1 second.
Yes, sir. Good happy. And sound of
Is it visible?
visible, sir.
Yeah. So hi. So everybody can hear me, right? Hello.
No, we can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Amazing. That's great. So yeah. So I'll start off with my story. That is what I thought. Maybe I should give a small introduction about myself and uh, maybe my story a bit, and then maybe talk about the how to start up and uh, what to do to become an entrepreneur. I mean, what is an entrepreneurship and what is entrepreneurship and how to become an entrepreneur. Okay, so will that be fine? Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah. So starting off with my name, I'm Sai Kiran Gunda. Yes, I am Gunda. So huh? Gunda with
Is it
name,
Gunda
not
or
with
Gunda?
Kam. Okay. So Gunda.
Okay, okay.
So I've always been super amazing with curiosity and madness. So I've always believed in doing things in a different manner. So is why my presentation would also be very different. Okay, so I mean, I've always believed in uh, design. Design has always been my passion, and I've always loved storytelling manner. So I cannot give any boring presentation. So I came up with this idea just yesterday. Yeah. So my name is Sai Kiran Gunda. Yes, I am Gunda. Gunda with Nam, not with Kam. I hope all the students are able to hear me. I think yeah. So there's no way to even check if okay. My screen is my screen able to? I mean, can you guys see these? And so I wanted to do something about it. I didn't know where to write the diary. So in 2011, when I checked, there was no such portal where I can write a diary. Okay, private, secured, and encrypted, and only to me. There is no social feature in it. Such platform wasn't there. So that is when I built something called Memilog after college. In 2012, I started, and it took around 8 months to build it, and we launched it. I called it Memilog. I named it Memilog because I It is Memories I Log, Mem-I-Log. That's how I named it. So that is the first product which I built, and it went super viral. I've done a lot of marketing campaigns. I love marketing. Marketing is my thing because I love ideas. I get a lot of ideas, 100 ideas. So I think that is why my hair also stands like this. So yeah, so I get a lot of ideas. So and basic for any marketing is ideas. Okay, um, and I did a lot of things. I mean, you can check a lot of campaigns which I've done in Google as well. Yeah, so that went super viral, and while I was doing that, I um, I was like into every startup. I was like into every startup event. I was I was going to every startup conference in the country, Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai. Every startup conference I was representing Memilog and showcasing Memilog, and that is when I faced another new problem in startup ecosystem. All the startup events are being super formal, so I wanted to solve that. These people should meet informally. I am an informal guy. I mean, even this talk which you see, I think is super informal. I cannot be like formal heading and points and all that stuff. I cannot do. So I wanted to create an informal conference for startup ecosystem, like investors, mentors, startup founders, um, startup policy makers from government, accelerators, incubators. All these should meet on a very informal platform. And how do I do it? And that is when I've got a new idea in 2015, and I've started it as a brand, and that is called Startup Cricket League. It is an informal conference where everybody can meet and uh, uh, know each other through a very small format of cricket, and also discuss about their businesses and raise investments and all that stuff. This I started in 2015 in Hyderabad, and it was viral. It was viral all across India. People were talking about it. All the startup ecosystem was talking about it. Everybody called it the IPL for startups. So it was super evident that it is going to be super a bigger brand, and I believed it. I believed it. And in 2015 lo Hyderabad lo start chesa, and in just 1 year it went all across the country. Hyderabad, Delhi, Bangalore, Jaipur. In 2016 second season, I mean second event happened in every city of the country: Hyderabad, Delhi, Bangalore, Jaipur, and it was called IPL for startups. Akhil Akhineni was a brand ambassador, and Yuvraj Singh was brand ambassador. All these people came themselves. I don't know. All of a sudden, I got a call from Yuvraj Singh saying, "Oh man, you started an amazing brand. I think I loved it. I want to be part of it." Okay, why not? I mean, be my brand ambassador. So that's how everything happened. I mean, I am a believer of ideas. I believe a strong idea can take you places, and execution as well. I mean, a strong idea executed well can do wonders. I mean, nothing else. I mean, you just need to focus on your core business and core idea. And I think at this point of time, I was like non-stop. I was like not stopping any time soon. I was continuously building things, and 2015, 16, 17, Startup Cricket League was going all across the country. Um, it was becoming super big. I mean, like there were around 15,000 people who have come to this event all across the country in different cities. More than 3,000 startups were part of it. I was like crazy. Me being a small startup founder, I've able to build this thing, and people were raising investments in this event, um, because everybody were making friends. The core of this whole event is like make friends, make connects informally. When you make friends, you will know will know each other very strongly, and then you can invest and you can co-work, you can become co-founders and all that stuff easily. So this is what I imagined, and I built it. So at this point of time, I was like super uh, high with energies, madness, passion, gundagiri, and everything. Yeah. So I think um, I think I believed in dreaming. I mean, I believed it's important to vision and dream about future and dream about new ideas a lot. I mean, you need to always keep looking for the ideas, and that will make you. I think I'm getting messages here. Okay, I'll address the questions maybe after this, maybe. Yeah, I think where is this? Yeah. So I was building things and I believed in these ideas, and there were many such crazy ideas which went viral. For example, there was this campaign which I've done for Memoilog which went super viral, and we got around 4 million hits, 4 million visitors to our website in just one day. That was crazy. Like it was trending in the whole social networking platforms like Scoop, Logical Indian, Wittyfeed, and all these people wrote about my campaign. So all these crazy mad ideas I believe in. Yeah, so I think it's important to keep on doing things. I mean, I think it is more about building uh, the ideas which we believe inside and which we get. And it is also important to dream. Look at the solutions for a new problem which you face. And yeah, so I was addicted to this whole process, building things and keep on moving on. I have a team which is taking care of Memoilog. I have a team which is taking care of Startup Cricket League right now. I mean, right now there is no event happening, right? So, like due to pandemic, no events are happening. So, Startup Cricket League is in shelf right now. But then, yes, so it's about being in that process of building things and keep on doing things. As a cricketer, I mean, I love cricket, and as I think even as a cricketer, they need to keep on doing things, even if they fail at one match. I think they need to think about next match, and they just need to believe in the process and just keep on building things. Be addicted into that process. So that is what exactly I